sometimes I listen to you and I'm just like, I would give everything for that voice. John and I have like a running joke, like we could probably solve at least like 8 of our problems if we could sing right.
Give me out a couple jams for sure.
Honestly, singing does help a lot. you know what I'm talking about, though.
Got me out of a couple parking tickets.
You know what I'm talking about.
I don't have to say too much. I'm about to take this off. The lights are hot. I'm not gonna lie to you.
They're coming down to the wire. Left center's handed. Reach right. He's coming up on the inside.
Yeah, we got TK in the house. What's up, man?
Hey, I'm good. How are y'all?
Got young Ottawa legend. And let's get this out of the way because we always forget.
Young Ottawa goat, man.
We always forget. Like, follow, subscribe.
Like, follow, subscribe.
Yes.
Like, follow, subscribe.
I
If
guess
you're
so.
listening to this right now, like, follow, and subscribe.
Something. Just do something. Yeah, it's the first time we actually did that properly.
Killed that.
But yeah, man. We got TK in the house. Ottawa, young legend.
Just been a long time coming, too.
Yeah.
This has been a long time coming.
Yeah, when do you think we like...
Ever since Inspire the Next show when we first met TK, every time that I dapped him up, he's like, interview soon, man. Interview soon, man. And look, here we are. But it's because we got big news coming out of the TK camp right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna be dropping a EP on the 12th. Popstar TK. I mean, this is gonna be released after the 12th, but yeah, I'm gonna drop it on the 12th. I hope y'all like it though.
Nope. It's
This
going to
will
be
be
dropped
out-
in 2 days.
Oh shit!
Fuck,
Damn,
he said,
you know
I
what?
just said too much.
You know what? Yeah, I respect the grind. I respect the grind.
Quick turnarounds here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this will be out the 10th or something. But,
So
Which
it'll
is
be on the
Tuesday.
12th then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
But John
Exclusive
and I,
content.
being the well-renowned podcasters we are, have the exclusive
World
sneak
renowned.
peek.
Yes.
World renowned. Sorry.
Yeah.
Fuck.
World renowned.
Yeah. Damn it.
Come on, man.
I failed out.
Head in the
journalism
fucking
school.
game, dude. Head in the fucking game.
But yeah, we got to listen to your EP before it
Yeah.
releases.
We were at the listening party because we do dope shit like that. Like go to listening parties and hang out with cool people who make great music. But yeah, no, that was we have the Google Drive too.
Oh yeah.
We could have spread the leaks. We didn't.
We're not those guys.
We wouldn't.
Have you ever had something leaked?
Kinda. Like something was sent that wasn't supposed to be sent, I guess. But other than that,
We're still talking music.
I was
right?
gonna say, I hope that you went.
yes, we're talking music. We're
the
talking
TK
music.
sex tape
Yeah,
out
yeah.
there somewhere.
Maybe you never know.
Don't kill me. What was the process like for this album?
So,
EP, mixtape.
to be honest, it was just a lot of things that just came into play. It wasn't even supposed to be like this, but it just happened over time. I remember, okay, so the start of it was when I first went to Viva Recording Studios. That's where I record for the most part. And the first session I had by myself was with an engineer called Jake. Mixed by Jake on Instagram. Check him out if you want to mix right, I'm going to plug in a lot of people.
I was gonna say that's plug number one. I have a very I have an inkling that there's gonna be over under 7 plugs from TK today.
Many.
Many.
Oh, I forgot to say, shout out Knife Circus. You know what I mean?
There's two.
That's one I had to wear for this. I might take it off because I'm not gonna lie, it's getting hot. But I had to put it on. Knife Circus. He's really creative. He's doing a lot of stuff in Ottawa. I respect his work. I'm definitely gonna be having some custom work with him. But yeah, respect to do.
The process.
Yes. Back to that. I'll just plug in. Answer the question.
I got this mic in my hand. I'll plug who I want.
He's
man.
holding a Gatorade bottle, wearing like a Coca-Cola shirt too. Actually, that's contradicting, but you know what I mean.
So it started out, I was in the studio and I just spit a freestyle, and that turned into Hardaway. And then
Damn, Hardaway was a freestyle.
yeah, it's basically just a collection of freestyles. I just freestyle. I freestyle in the
pretty
shower
simply.
every single day, like nonstop. I have a playlist for like hundreds of beats. I just play through it and then I freestyle. It helps with fluidity in your music. I think, at least for me. And then I'm also able to just get like a idea of something. And if I don't like it, then the next beat is there. The next beat is there.
That's interesting because
fucking-
like
Yeah.
I've seen like some artists work in the studio because like John said, we do cool things. But just seeing like, because I was talking to City Fidelity. He's like, yeah, like come like watch how we write and shit. I was like, sick. And I pull up and I was expecting there to be like rows of tables and people just like writing shit. Like someone just like City just like commanding people to like write stuff. But they're just kind of like freestyling like with each other and like humming stuff and back and forth. I've just seen other artists do that too. And it's just like crazy. Like, do you mainly write just by like actually like Lil Wayne style, just going to the booth and just kind of like letting it flow?
Yeah.
I would say now a lot of it is Lil Wayne style. And then if I find something nice, sometimes I'll just write it just to have it written. But then it'll be from a freestyle, basically. I'll do it inside the booth. I'll never finish a track fully. I don't know why. I just don't. It helps me kind of create. It puts me in pressure, you know? I'm pressured to make something.
So are you
So
sitting there
do
with
it.
like a bunch of like 95% done tracks, and then when you're just like, okay, let's get this album done, you just got to do like 5% work on everything?
Maybe like 30%. I'm not. I wish I would have to like maybe a verse or like a pre-chorus or something like that, and I just kind of go through it.
Mm-hmm.
And then ad-libs are always on the spot. I don't really plan stuff like that. You just,
What's your favorite ad-lib? Yell it.
I think I just, most of the time I start the verse, I'm just like, A or yeah, always. I don't know if it's like special in any way. I just do it just to get myself going.
What's your favorite ad-lib?
I don't know, man. I think Yeah is a classic. Like he said. I
Yeah.
don't know. Why are you asking me? I'm not an artist.
I don't know, man. I like when people just growl on the beat.
You like the growl?
Yeah, the growl is
Okay, yeah.
so funny to me, man. But
What artists are you listening to? Like just that ground.
you
man.
worry about me. You don't worry about me, man.
The Migos ad libs are just
Who's?
the Migos.
Migos ad libs. Like, who made the ad lib? Like, who do you think solidified the ad lib as like one of the most essential parts to hip hop?
I think that would have to be like way farther back. I would say I like Old Dirty Bastard. I think he did a lot. I think he's very influential. No one really talks about him that much
Right?
for some reason.
Right?
With that Old Dirty Bastard, there's no Young Thug. There's no Chief Keef. I'm trying to think of like newer
And like I think too,
rappers,
like even
but-
with Old Dirty Bastard, like on another level, because that man was like he was battling demons, and like there's some stories about him like in like doing radio shows and like just drinking like some sort of liquor out of clear bottle, like plastic water bottles. Like you just a menace, you know what I mean? Like it's like the same thing as like why like I think without that, you know, there's no Lil Wayne knocking over his drank cup in like in an interview, right?
Yeah, I could see that too.
You know what I mean?
He was just so wild. it just didn't even make any sense. Honestly, he just did whatever he wanted to do whenever. It didn't matter. But he made some great music from that, and you could feel the energy that he had in the music, which I really respect a lot. It's just his personality on the mic, nothing else.
Would you say he's one of your influences? Because I saw like in like your bio there, you said your influences come from like 2010s like rap and R&B, and then also like you like I see you call yourself more like a pop artist now, and you kind of hear that like in the album or EP you guys are about to hear. So it's like going
Which is
back
called
to the
Popstar TK.
Yeah. So going back to the process of this album is like, what kind of like elements have you taken? Because you hear all that when you listen to it. Like you hear the pop, you hear the R&B, and then also you hear hip hop in it as well.
I would say I didn't really think too much about influences. I actually don't listen to a lot of music when I'm making my own music. I don't know. So I just kind of do what I do. But I've been listening for a long time. I would say, yeah, 2010s, that's when I actually started listening to stuff. For like influences, I think that affect my sound the most. So A$AP Rocky, I would say, I know it's not like a very evident thing, but for me, I would say constructing rhyme schemes and things like that, he was important for me. At least that was like the first real rapper that I really listened to. Frank Ocean, The Weeknd. I would say The Weeknd has more, just because we have more of a similar sound in terms of like the vocals, not like ability, but just the way it sounds. I listen to a lot of him, so
Yeah, because you can fucking sing.
I
You
appreciate
sing
it.
like a motherfucker, man.
You can fucking sing, bro. Like sometimes I listen to you and I'm just like, I would give everything for that voice. I would trade everything.
Ew.
Yeah, dude. When we were in the studio, like because like again we do cool shit. We were in the studio with you and Lonely Boy, I was like, man.
Just
Yeah.
back and forth. You guys. Are,
I'm like, oh god damn, bro. Like,
John and I have like the running joke, like we could probably solve at least like 8 of our problems if we could sing right.
give me
now.
out a couple jams for
Yeah.
sure. A couple jams would be solved.
Honestly, singing does help a lot. You know what I'm talking about, though.
Got me out of a couple
You know what I'm
parking
talking
tickets.
You know what I'm talking about.
I don't have to say too much. I'm about to take this off. The lights are hot. The lights are hot. I'm not gonna lie to you. The lights are hot. But
I
yes,
don't have to say too much. He said
Nice.
that's the best.
because you know what it is. You know.
I don't, bro. I can't sing.
Well,
I have to try to be funny and like have a really good personality.
I think that matters too. I guess.
He's like, I
Yes.
guess like if you can't sing, like I guess you need a personality.
But I'm not gonna
Aren't me,
lie.
I guess it's all right. You know what I mean?
When you say you're an artist, I guess it has a little benefit to it, especially if you're doing it seriously. You know, people will respect that. I'll say that.
That's good.
But you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, though. Come on now. You know, it's probably like 6 of those 8 problems. Come on now.
Oh fuck, man.
But,
How long would you say, like, speaking of, like, how long have you been taking this seriously for?
seriously, I've actually been doing this for a long ass time. Probably like 11, 12.
Seriously, years.
Damn.
Yeah.
I thought you say weeks. But like since you've been starting, like, because I feel like you're like a very new name, like in the Ottawa scene.
Yeah, because I'm not.
I didn't really like, the only way I found out sort of about you was when we did the Bobby interview. I guess you had just been I think you guys had just done some things in the studio, and he was like, Abe asked him, like, shout out like some of the young cats coming up, and you were one of the first names he mentioned. But at that time I had no idea, and then we met at the Inspire the Next show. That's when I got put on.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Have you seen me perform?
Yeah, I saw you perform Hardaway over there at the 3M French show.
I'm not gonna like. For me, I was definitely out of place.
Yeah,
obviously.
I was out of place. I was like, it's a 3M French show, and I'm there like, what do you fucking mean, dude?
just for like my sound and everything.
Yeah.
My people were there, but just the sound that I make, it I guess it doesn't really relate to the sounds that they're making. You know, it's just a different type of
Yeah.
hip hop.
Yeah, your music didn't have no gunshot ad libs. You know what I mean? Like,
Get a gunshot out of it. A release or two, you know. I have something coming after the EP. I do. I'm not lying.
Hardaway though is like, yeah, I can see what you mean, because like that sounds like to me that sounds like a Billboard hit.
yeah, like
Like it just has that sound.
I was gonna say, like, for influences, are you finding like yourself influenced by like some of these young guys coming up, like Roddy Ricch? I hear a lot in yours, like Moray too, like is another one. Rod Wave at times, like you can kind of hear that trickle into like it's sort of those factors kind of in your music.
I actually don't listen to Rod Wave or Maury pretty much at all. I'm not gonna lie, but I do listen to Roddy Ricch. I think that he just kind of changed the game for the melodic rap, because the way he switches his flows is very.
It's fucking fluid.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah, I wish him good luck on his releases. You know, hopefully, you know, he has that comeback, because that album that he dropped, please excuse me for being antisocial, that's one of the best projects that's dropped in a long time.
Yeah,
it's very
a good
good.
fucking album.
At first, like when Young Thug dropped his album and he dropped his, like I was like, oh no, Young Thug he's just so much better. It's Young Thug. And then over time, I just noticed I was listening to the Roddy album a lot more.
Yeah,
it was just very consistent. So yeah, it's a very, very great album. But Tory Lanez, there's one. Like 2016, 2017, I could say Tory Lanez was one of the best rappers on earth. I would say he was just amazing. He had the craziest streak that I ever seen, and he's still just as talented. It's just he's doing different stuff. He's really expanding. So him, Fetty Wap. I listen to a lot of Fetty Wap. A lot. I still listen to it. Not as much as I used to. I would listen to him for like hours. You know, just mixtapes, everything. Just listen. I think he's really influential there.
I remember, like, I'm from Nova Scotia, and like Fetty Wap came to Halifax.
No, he didn't.
Yeah. And set the province on fire, bro. Everyone and their moms was at Fetty Wap that night, bro. Fucking that's always what I think about Fetty Wap, bro.
But yeah, no, I think like you definitely hear like a bit of like Roddy Ricch in your music, because like like you said, like the melodic rap and the way you're able to switch it up between like singing into like kind of like rapping, but still kind of like singing. And then Hardaway is like
rapping,
the track,
but singing, but rapping still.
And then Hardaway is obviously going to be on the EP, but that was a single that came out last year. That was October, right?
Yeah,
That was 2021 or something like that.
Yeah.
But that track you got like that was the one that kind of like took off a bit, and that's one that kind of everyone had eyes on. That one got like you had like the Six Buzz premiere on YouTube. You had Northern Bars pick it up. Like, what was that like? Like, did you have to like pitch for that, or is it just you just got out of nowhere an email in your inbox and you're just like, oh shit, I'm on fucking Northern Bars all of a sudden?
I had to pitch for that. I think that everybody pitches for those types of things, and that's what I like about it. Anybody can get on there, as long as they like what you're doing and they believe in you. That's what it seems, because when I did do that pitching or whatever, I had like not a lot of listeners compared to pretty much everybody that was on there already. So they just really believed in the song and they gave me a chance. And then I got onto another editorial, so they really tried to kind of show me to other people. So I appreciate that a lot. You know, Spotify Canada. That's another plug?
Shout out.
That's
That's 2-for-1 right there. Spotify and Spotify Canada. But yeah, no, that track goes hard, and you hear it like it trickles down into the other tracks that you're gonna hear on this EP once it drops. So I just kind of like, what's your purpose with this EP? Like, what are you trying to do with this? Is this kind of like your introduction, like, yo, this is TK, or what's like the whole kind of vibe behind what you're trying to get out of it?
Honestly, I like that. Like the introduction, I needed to have a set to where I perform. I can perform something. It's like a nice base to have.
I liked how you described this to me. Yeah.
And then I add on with other releases that I'm gonna drop, basically. And then I also wanted to have like a mainstream sound. I think it has a mainstream sound to it, but in my own way.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's like me showing that I have a definitive sound, but I'm still able to do, you know, things that other people are, you know, doing, like the lanes that they have, you know, because I enjoy that music too. That's why I make it, you know. So that's pretty much it.
That would be a fire set list.
Well, no, like, because you were describing that to me, like how you wanted to have 5 really good, concise songs that you could get up on stage and perform with little to no help. You know what I mean? Like 5 songs that are all your own and it show your diversity. I thought that was a really cool like way to kind of describe your first tape. And then with layering on when you do Rockstar TK and Rapper TK and then Afrobeats TK, and you just add all of those ones on top of it.
Honestly, that could be a real thing.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Rockstar TK, I don't. It depends on the rock, you know.
It's like you doing like the Lil Wayne Rebirth album, you know what I mean? Like,
nah. I like that. I like softer rock though.
Yeah,
that rock. I would say that's influential to me
TK
too. Like
Yacht Rock album,
like Radiohead, one of my favorite acts.
How do you feel about Mr. Brightside? The song Mr. Brightside. You like that song? Do you like that song?
Maybe I'm a sad boy, but Kid A was my project. Kid A. Mm-hmm. And OK Computer, of course, that's their classic. That's their thing. You know? Mm-hmm. But Kid A mostly. I like Kid A. It's just really experimental. You can't really put your finger on it, and they used a lot less words than they usually do, but every word kind of hits harder. And sometimes it doesn't make sense when you're just looking at it like that, but then in the whole context of the song, it makes sense. I like that a lot.
Less is more.
Yes.
Can you do the Hardaway video premiering on Six Buzz? Can you describe that? Like what was that? What why? Like I don't know what I think. The question was good when I start. Okay, hold on, run that back. Thank you.
Rewind. There you go. Take
Just state a fact and then says why after. Like what?
So you did Six Buzz. Why?
Can you tell me your strategy with like premiering the Hardaway video through 6ix?
Honestly, I had the video, and then I talked to J Creole. You know that's another plug. That's crazy.
Okay, yeah.
You're putting me in these situations. I'm blaming you. But yeah, J Creole. He has a lot of I would say, yeah, connections, and he has plans. You know, he plans stuff out. So for music videos, I had that music video, and then I asked him, you know, how to do it properly and get it out there the best that it could be, and he suggested that as well. And
To go to 6ix?
yeah, and it makes sense because that's kind of the area I'm trying to reach. You know, the people that I'm trying to reach, people around me, the people that enjoy the music that I do. So that was kind of how it came about.
It's crazy that you say like that's who you're trying to reach, like the people around you. But like before the pod, we were saying like you don't really like work with people that are around you though. You work with people that are like distant, like people like in the States and shit like that.
You know, it's kind of funny. I guess it's just those are the people that reach out to me, basically. I do get reached out to here now, especially after, you know, more music and things like that. But I just got a lot of love, I guess, there. So
Well, your
I'm
inbox
just
is
going
going to
where
be
the
full
love
after this EP drops.
think so?
I can tell you that, yeah.
I appreciate that.
But yeah, can you explain like why like it's never like aside from I guess no one really reaching out to you up until this point, like why the collaborations have been outsourced compared to right in your backyard?
Good question.
I think it's also easier because a lot of the times if you're trying to work with someone local, it's gonna be some sort of linking up. Whereas someone there, they're not gonna link up, so they're just gonna send it open or whatever, and you just do it. I think right now I'm only on one feature as a featured artist right now that's out, and that's with FTL Mall. I've actually known him for a long time. I didn't even have the TkMN artist page. It was another artist page that I had. Don't check it out, please. Don't check it out.
What is it?
No.
We're gonna keep plugging shit.
We'll
We're gonna
bleep it
keep plugging shit.
I think that one. There's no need to plug that. I actually got a lot of love, I guess, and from a producer named Sauce Boy, and he gave me a beat for. You know, he just worked with me basically because I'm really young at that time, and I'm making it. So, shout out to him. He's crazy now. He made it. So, and he's from Canada, so that's really cool. But yeah, I had it with that song with him, and he was just better than me, bro. He was just better than me. But I just liked it. I like making music with people that I think are better than me.
Yeah, it's like why people hang out with people stupider than them, so like you feel smarter. You know what I mean? Like you make music, or like vice versa,
evil, bro.
Yeah.
That's evil.
Like, but reverse.
Wait, what are you trying to say? wait! You hang out with him though. What are you trying to
I've
say?
only ever seen you two together. What's the dynamic here?
Oh no!
No, I'm playing, but you know, I like that idea. It's like, you know, surround yourself with people that you know you want to aspire to, just so that you're always kind of reaching, right?
Yeah.
Do you how does that make you hungry? Like when you're making music with these people that you're like, holy fuck, like have you ever heard the story about making Smuckers where Tyler and Lil Wayne laid their verses and then sent it to Kanye, and Kanye was like, fuck, you're gonna make me like redo my verse now because you guys went too hard. Like, do you like those moments, you know, I describe that sort of feeling for you in the studio?
To me, I'm competitive by nature, so I'm just trying to do the best that I can. Always, all the time. But sometimes my artistry might not fit the best on that piece of work compared to another person. So that also makes me want to work even harder to kind of be able to fit more into anything and be able to dominate in anything, you know what I mean? It's not in a bad way though.
It's not like skill based necessarily, but like almost just like just challenging yourself to be like just different. Yeah,
it kind of exposes where you're lacking at. Like
Do you have any like instances you can think of that you're, you know, like, are you looking up to the sky because you're thinking of this one moment right now?
I do, but then I don't know if I should even say it because it's not out or anything. It's not gonna come out.
Don't
But
worry. You can tell
I'll just say
us.
there was like,
You can tell us.
oh yeah,
It's a safe place here.
that's so
dude.
secret. But there's someone that showed me love, from here, and they actually sent me an open, like, just all love basically. So I went on it, and then I just didn't do the best job. It wasn't something that they would put out 100%. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I gave it a shot, and they were still encouraging. They liked the idea, but it just puts me in that mode. Okay, if I'm gonna be in their world type of thing, I'm gonna have to pick up on some more things and just be a little more complete in what I'm doing.
Like a humbling experience a bit. Just
Yeah.
like, okay, yo, I gotta step it up. Cause yeah, it's crazy because there's people that do this every day, every hour in every city, and it's just trying to compete with that is crazy. But no, sorry, I just blanked out there a second because I was thinking of how fucking funny that was when you were like, but you hang out with this guy every day. But I just kind of like going back to you said like working with people in Ottawa, it's like a link up thing. You guys are gonna link up and do shit like that. I feel like you're more so like a dolo kind of guy. Like you just kind of want to like, let's just send shit.
Yeah.
Kind of like via a distance.
That's why Popstar TK's going platinum, no
And then,
features.
but it's crazy because like one person that you have collaborated with and it's out there is NLN. And I wasn't like kidding at the start when I said young Ottawa legend, because when I say that, first time we really got to like meet you was at the Inspire the Next show, which was hosted by us. And then you and NLN were the two guests on the show, which I'm just thinking, like, looking back on that, it's like that's a crazy lineup. Like that's like a moment right there in the city because people don't realize how much talent was in that room, I feel like. But you guys linking up like that, two guys that never really collaborate with anyone, ironically collaborate with each other, put out a banger.
I'm dead because you're like, how much talent was in that room after what I just said to you about being stupid. Like, you're like, man, we were there, like, so much talent in the room, and I'm just calling you dumb as fuck over here.
Fuck you, man. Shut up.
I don't think you are, though. I was trying to clear up what I was saying. Sorry, I didn't get that part out, though.
I had to ask a super profound question after John put me on the spot
That
like
was
that.
good.
But yeah, no, like I'm just thinking, like, how do you feel about like the young talent coming up in the city that you are collaborating with?
Another great question.
First off, I would say that was a very humbling experience too, but I also felt confident in myself because people didn't really know about me or my music, nothing. And if I also felt it in the way I was like, certain creatives, when they treat someone that they know, it's totally different, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of like the challenge. To me, I've used it as a challenge. So where, okay, I'm going to make sure the next time that's not going to happen anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to put in the work for that to happen, you know? This stuff doesn't just happen overnight, but I'm going to keep working at it. But yeah, shout out NLN. That's one of the artists from here that I actually really rock with on more of a personal level too. Like I rock with his mindset, how he does things. Very positive, very determined, very focused. Just gets the job done. So it was just nice to kind of get that out there. I'm gonna have to finish the question, answer it. Okay. So about the young artist, right? It depends on what you can like. What is considered young artists? Like under.
I think you could
like,
put like an age on it, like under 25, but also like young is in the sense like you kind of just are not getting your feet on the ground, like really getting your feet on the ground. Like, cause I guess like for us, like John and I can say like it's different industry, but like we're just getting started. Like even though we've been doing it, like it feels now like, okay, now it's starting to pick up. So I guess like young artists, I would say like someone who's really like starting to get it going in their career.
Okay. So, okay. I'm just thinking it was like anyone that's not an OG, I'll consider them young. Pretty much.
True.
I
So,
think that's what you were trying to say, right?
about the Ottawa scene. So it's very weird. There's a whole different like subset. I would say there's kind of people like my age, like 19, 26, 27. And then there's like younger artists than that. And they're doing their thing. They're making hype music and stuff. And it's a good scene too. It's very hype. I hope, things work out well for that too. But I'll say it's good though, because people are being a lot more creative and actually getting music out because they see a lot of people actually succeed. I think that's a totally different thing now. to the point where I don't even consider I never consider Ottawa boring like that. People always say that, but now it's to a point where if I go out on the weekend, I have to choose one, or like I have to choose one or two. There's so many places. I had to just choose the first one that I seen.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool, and I think it's based around the music too. So I think it's thriving in that way. Do you want me to name certain artists?
Yeah.
Or-
Fuck it. Plug someone else in. Why not?
Okay. It sucks that I don't want to leave people out, but
Drop a few then. Yeah.
I'll just drop a few that
we
know
know
really...
we know everyone matters, but you tell us who really matters to you.
Oh, you don't no, you just made it way worse. You made it way worse.
No, I'm paying. Because you've another thing you've been doing is like your social media. Like you've been doing a lot of like the Q&As on social media, and I like that. But you had one like the other day just about like artists that you were like, who should I work with? And, like you were showing mad love to like a lot of people in the city. That was dope.
Oh, I appreciate that. Just wanted to be, interactive.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not going to see a lot of these people on a daily basis. Obviously, you're not going to. Maybe not even monthly basis. But they're around here. And they're interested in you like you're interested in them. So it's nice to kind of put something out there and you can kind of connect on something that you like. And I was kind of surprised to see like the love from other artists as well. Because I was really thinking about that. I was just asking a question. I didn't know that I was really gonna do anything, but I was put on to some artists and it was nice. Yeah,
it seems like you're very tapped into because you got like a huge like list of names. Like I was just tapping through your story and it was just a ton of names and you're like, yeah, I fuck with like how they do this and that, and I was like, shit, like this guy's actually tapped in. Like you kind of know. There's only a couple where you're like, oh, I've actually never heard of that guy, but like I'd be down to like work with them. But let's go back to these.
Start naming them now.
Oh, you're trying to
you thought you were gonna get off of that.
Okay, I'm just gonna name ones that they're really making a movement.
Mm-hmm.
Has nothing to do with, well, obviously they have good quality music, but it's like they're really making a movement. They're really gonna take off type of thing. At least in my mind, that's what I think. I would say Linda's son. He's doing his thing. I rock with it, and he has his own sound, which is important. Leah Cloud. She shows mad love. Honestly, that was one of the first artists I would say around my age that actually showed me love in any way, which is I respect that, and she didn't need to do that at all. So I appreciate that.
That's dope. That's something you never forget. Like the first person that shows you love that's outside of like your like core like group of like people around you.
100%. Did I say Easy Finesse? Did I say?
Okay, no. You've only said 3 now.
Okay. I just had to, just making sure. Yeah, I think she's doing her thing. I think something's gonna happen. I think she'll take off something. She just needs one thing, and she's kind of gone from there. I like the way she makes music.
Those are all dope artists. That's a good top 3.
Yeah, I rock with them.
No, I'm kidding. It's not his top 3.
Obviously, NLN. That's to me, he's like a no-brainer type of person where it's like, okay, it's not about if, it's just about when and how, because he can do it in a lot of different ways. He's very versatile. So just tune in. You might have some more music. You never know.
Okay. Yeah, I saw his name come up on your story when you asked the question. His name came up. A bunch of names came up. That's a good like tactic too, I think, because then you see like other artists like are getting mentioned like on your story, and then they're getting tagged in there. And it's just like, oh, let me actually hit this guy up and see if we can make something happen. Did anything come from that?
I think just kind of acknowledgement, other artists acknowledging other artists, and I think for me being put on, because when I answered sometimes or most of the time I should say, I went and actually listened to their songs to get a good picture of what they are as an artist, but a lot of them I already knew from before. So it was just nice to get put on from some artists that I had no idea, just how they would have no idea about me if I didn't, say anything. So
just like kind of like on the topic of like interaction and stuff like that, like how are you reaching fans, like people that are going to be diehards for your music, aside from dropping like super fire music that people can listen to on northern bars and shit? It's like, how are you reaching fans?
I appreciate that. I think shows helps a lot. I was trying to think of this one term. Social proof. Yes, social proof. That helps a lot too. If
What's
I
that?
go to people will acknowledge you and they'll respect you
Mm-hmm.
when they see other people acknowledge and respect you. So let's say if I'm going to an event or something like that, and then someone that's, pretty well known, they're like, it's TK. Oh, it's TkMN. Yo, how are you doing? It's just gonna have a positive effect on how I'm gonna be treated throughout the rest of the time there.
Right.
Have as many cosigns as you can.
I guess like that, I guess so, but I don't really try to do it in that way. I just try to do the best that I can and just kind of get my music out there. If people rock with it or who I am, then it just kind of goes that way. But doing shows is very natural to do it because it's what I'm supposed to be doing, what I want to do anyway. And then if they like it, then they're going to always show love. I'll always show love back because I always want people's dreams to come true too. You know what I mean? Everyone's kind of doing something like that in this realm.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just helping each other out and social proof. Everyone can help everybody out from acknowledging what they're doing. So
Costs nothing to like post a story or show love like that.
exactly.
I think like the smaller shows actually help you more, like build an audience, because like there's a couple. I'm just thinking of a few like smaller scale shows. For like we keep like circling back to like the Inspire the Next show we did. Like NLN got like a lot of people coming up to him after and like going on their phones, like exchanging information. There was another one I went to. Banks had a show. I know he just had one, but the one before that, it was a very small show at 27 Club. But he was like in the crowd doing his thing, and then afterwards people were like coming up. It's more intimate. Like people are actually more bought into the artist that way, rather than like I feel like bigger shows or like trying to get like on bigger shows as a low-key artist is like obviously great, like it doesn't hurt, but I feel like after like a huge stage, like, all right, yeah, I'm so and so, they're gonna forget the name, and then you walk off stage and they don't even know. You're just the guy like, oh, that opener was sick, but I forget the name. You're just kind of like one of those guys. But I feel like doing like a bunch of like the small shows and then actually interacting with people, like just from what I've seen as like an outsider, like as one of the people in the crowd, I've noticed I've seen like artists actually gain a lot of like true fans that way. Like even might be like a dozen people coming up to you, but those are people that are gonna be liking your shit, reposting your shit at your next show when they see you post it and stuff like that.
I think about like just like on a personal level, like how much more I love a smaller base, like a smaller concert rather than like an arena concert.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Everyone loves the small venue concert more than, I shouldn't say everyone. And like some concerts are meant for like that huge, like to watch, like Kanye's not doing the Life of Pablo tour in a fucking small theater. You know what I mean? Like you're not hanging from the you're no hanging stages in like a small little theater like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, on a person, like personally, like, and it's even when they're performing, you feel like the artist better, right? Like just it's so much more vulnerable than
And I think Ottawa's a great place for that, because we're in a good part of time right now where like people are trying to do all these like shows. So you have a bunch of people trying to do shows. They're all going to be low key because everyone's just starting out with event playing and stuff like that. So they're going to be like smaller crowds, but then you have all these artists that are making dope music coming up. So you can like hit up like a bunch of these small shows.
That's
and
just
like
it.
make good connections with a lot of
the good old days are right now in Ottawa.
We're currently in the good old
We're
days.
currently in the good old days of Ottawa right now. The only thing I wish about Ottawa was that you could like kind of stack things. Like, you know what I mean? Like I wish there was like you could go to like 3 shows in a night. You know what I mean?
Was the last show you did the barbecue show?
Yeah, it was the last show I did. Yeah. Honestly, I think it went pretty well. I think so.
What's your biggest, like, I don't want to say fear, but like, yeah, like what's your biggest fear going into a live performance?
Forgetting your clothes.
I have no fear.
No fear?
No, none. There's
You
nothing to be afraid of.
You don't have like pre-stage yips?
Nope.
Not at all?
Nope.
Because I've talked to some artists and like sometimes like before backstage they'll have like a 30-second fart,
Yeah.
like right before stage.
You don't have to
Is
take
that
it.
the last?
Or like
I saw that. I was
no.
just
T-Pain just tweeted. He's like, I know you artists be having those pre-stage poops like I be having.
No, that's you, sir. That's you. Don't try to lump us. No. T-Pain's a legend, but I don't know about that one. That one's different. But yeah, I have no fear. There's no need. Because when you have that show, it's not going to be your last show.
Mm-hmm.
If you keep working, it's not going to be your biggest show. You always have a chance to redeem yourself, if
Cool.
anything. And to be honest, it's just not. it shouldn't be viewed in that way. Like if you mess up, because you're always gonna mess up. It's always gonna happen like that. And when you make it natural, for me, like when I have a show, it's kind of like me with my friends or something like that. I'm just performing, but then it's just this that. Make conversation between stuff. Try to make things more comfortable. It's not just you singing. You're sharing something with someone, hoping they like it. It's like conversation. It's just it's just an interaction like that. So I don't view it in that way. When you make it too business based, I guess it just ruins it, and you get fear out of that. At least that's how I think, because I don't know why else someone would be afraid. I don't know.
That's a dope way of looking at it.
You never worried about catching like a bottle of Aquafina, the fucking dome, or anything like that? Getting booed off stage, like Drake.
Tomatoes thrown at you. What
is
this?
Like,
a circus.
Like Kid Cudi. You see the video of Kid Cudi getting water bottles whipped at him?
Yeah.
That'd be my biggest fear going on stage. You fucking suck. Boosh. Like I would quit. Like I would be that would be my last show. As soon as I got fucking hit with an $8 bottle of water, I'm out, bro. Fuck you.
Damn.
You definitely are paying me enough to do this, but I'm done with that. Like that person who threw the shoe at DaBaby. You know what I mean? The busted ass goddamn fun. Adidas. But you're really gonna go the rest of the night with one shoe because you wanted to whip a fucking your gazelle at
everyone knows it's you.
Yeah, like
it's like when you set the fire alarm off and you got the blue ink on your hand.
Yeah, like
I actually saw something at one of the shows that I did. So this person, he was kind of representing, showing who he was. He was just telling the crowd who he was. And then there was someone who's like, nobody knows you. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. That is insane. And it's just weird. To me, that's just odd.
Yeah.
Because they're actually trying to do something in life. You're spectating. You're waiting for your main artist. They're really trying to do something. They're grinding and you're hating. That's just, to me, that's weird.
You're hating, bro. Like, that's the thing. You're just hateful out here. Like, you paid to go to this show just to roast this guy about not know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it.
Yeah, honestly, it's just, and he was a youngin too. He was very, very young.
The heckler or the artist?
The artist.
Oh,
well, I mean, the heckler was probably pretty young too.
Right.
Like it was kind of a younger crowd, but just the fact that he's doing something and it's just
the only
why?
56.
It doesn't make any sense.
No one knows you. It's a gray beard, dude, with fucking flip flops on. But like, I guess like we're talking about shows because like that's one of the ways, like you say, you're trying to like build an audience. So in your set, I'm a big fan of the artist that takes breaks between songs and connects with the crowd and then like kind of like banter with the crowd a bit. I don't like it when an artist just goes back to back to back to back to back to back to back hits. Like, what's kind of like your style? And like when you're taking those breaks, like, is that an area that you're comfortable in, like communicating with the crowd, or are you more comfortable? Like you say, you have no fear. I guess it's because you know what you're capable of as a musician, so you know your music's gonna speak for itself. But like, are you taking those like pauses?
I do take pauses, not really long pauses though. Kind of just, hey, how you doing? What you think of the song? Stuff like that. I always drink water because I'm actually performing the song. That's the thing too. I don't have a backtrack when I perform, so it's just the instrumental and me, basically. So there's no reliance on anything.
That's dope.
So I think that's kind of another layer of why someone would want to actually listen to me live, but it's also the experience. I would say I talk to people like, they're my friend because they are, or they could be. You never know. I don't take it too seriously,
right?
Because it's not how it should be. And I see what you're saying with that. It is nice to take breaks and connect with people because it's just weird to just view them as a crowd. They're all individual people. They're all here for different reasons. Maybe it was to see you, maybe to see someone else. And it's just kind of cool to see that in everybody, kind of noticing everybody as an individual person and see how they interact with your performance.
Well, because that's kind of like how I get on to a lot of artists is like the opening act at a show. And obviously, like if the music's good, I'm going to like them. But I really respect it like when they take the time between songs and they kind of like whether it's like they provide like a little humor, like they're joking around the crowd, or they're like talking about like what this upcoming song's about, and then they kind of like give you a little bit of a backstory, so you're like, oh shit, like that was a real thing that happened in your life. And then they perform a song, and then all of a sudden you're crying and you're like, what the hell's going on? You know what I mean? So I like that. I like when like you actually get to connect with them, because it is hard to truly connect with people, I feel like, because most of it is being done through a screen, and that for the most part I think is like fake love. So it's like getting that real love, that real connection. I feel like how to do that is like something that we're always trying to figure out in these industries.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. I feel like also a lot of people are kind of isolated. Even if they're with people, they're not really showing people how they really feel. But I think music, it kind of taps into that, because you're listening to music by yourself, so you're feeling all the things that you would feel with someone else that's kind of presenting a song that relates to what you're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess if they hear it live, they can kind of, have their own experience, but also being with people at the same time. And it just makes you not feel alone. I don't know if that makes much sense, but I've had, everyone has problems or things that they have to deal with. And then listening to music from someone else that, you might consider themselves stronger, I guess, than you, or doing more than you or something like that. Just really successful, really, really nice, really kind. And then they've gone through something crazy, and it's just a reminder of, okay, they've gone through the same thing. I'm not alone. Plus you can get past that and become who you want to be. So that's just how I look at it.
Is there anyone you like think of, or like that you draw inspiration from when you're like thinking about how you conduct yourself on stage?
No, but I was looking at that Bangs performance, and it just has me thinking like, damn, I really gotta do something. I have to create something, because he had an amazing performance. He had his friends with him that also made music, and it just tied in so well. I guess that's another plug, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just
Like,
thinking that.
yeah,
I'm
he
imagining
just-
like a counter, and it just keeps going up.
Yeah.
And his
Maybe
music
we'll put that
hits
in.
harder, I would say, in person. Just the way he does it, the energy. He always interacts with the crowd. He always has different bits, comedy, just putting his culture, integrating it into his performances. It's great. It's great. And
That's
so-
why I mentioned him like when I'm talking about these smaller shows, because I went to one of his shows and it was an awkward audience. Like everyone was kind of spread out, and it really looked like there wasn't many people in there. But when he started, he like walked like out into like where the whole crowd was standing, and he put his arm on like the bar, and, like where a girl was like right beside him. He just had his hand on his face like this, and then he just started rapping like to this girl like at the bar, and like the music starts, and everyone immediately starts looking what's going on over there, and that drew everyone into the center. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, this place is actually pretty full. Like everyone was just spread out, and then it just attracted people to him, like the way he like really took his environment and made it work for his set, and then just got everyone in track like that, then made himself part of the crowd. Like that's kind of the shit that I look at when I go to a live shows. It's like, damn, like how are you gonna make your environment like work around you, rather than like showing up and be like, oh fuck, like it's dead here. It's like, no, like how can you make it work? And like being a performer, I think that's where like a lot of my love goes for upcoming artists, is how they are as performers. Why are you giggling over there?
Because I'm thinking about that, and I'm just thinking about all the concerts I've been to where artists, like just thinking about like all the crowd work like artists have done. And I remember when I was watching Pitbull and the Pitbull and Flo Rida concert in Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Oh,
Fucking
crazy.
legendary.
Is that the same as the Fetty Wap show?
No, it's years prior.
They can't do that in the same weekend. The province would explode.
Flo Rida was like on stage, dude, singing Whistle or something.
Yeah.
And then the lights just go out. What the fuck's going on? And then like 5 minutes later just shows up in the crowd somewhere way over.
Okay.
Like not an impressive magic trick or anything. Like definitely like went through the stage, was like, I gotta get to the spot, bro. That's crazy. It was good though. Flo Rida, magician as well. Entertaining as all hell, bro. Great concert.
But like I guess like back to like the actual like music is when you feel like you're coming up in a scene like Ottawa, where people always kind of say things like, oh, you should go to Toronto to do your thing. And like even people in Toronto, it's like, oh, you should go to the States to go to the next level. It's like in like a smaller city where it feels like there's not a lot of like infrastructure around you. how do you feel like with like, because like you're part of like the Formula project at the Real House of Ensemble, so it's like now seeing like this infrastructure come into play that's really helping you. Like, how do you feel like these actual like organizations like helping artists kind of get on with like things that didn't really exist like a couple years ago?
I think it's just a way for them to actually get to that level of success. A lot of it has to do with resources, not just the talent. So when you get the resources, then it just provides a lot more potential for those artists to kind of do what they're supposed to do and really be, professional artists, actually getting paid to do what they want to do and having that as a full-time thing. So it's a big thing. It's a big thing. And
What is it that kind of separates that, like a professional artist? Like, what separates that from just like an artist?
you have to think like a professional artist before you are one. And I'm not sure what the level is to where you get to that professional artist status. I'm not really sure. But to me, I guess the way I view it is you are someone that does it full time and you're always expected to be compensated for your work. That's where I get like the professional artist thing.
That's what that seems like a good definition of professional to me.
Yeah, it seems like the formula for a professional artist.
Fuck you. I made that joke earlier today. I was saying today, dude, we were both like just complimenting you and like getting excited for this. I was like, yeah, man, it just seems like he has the formula.
Not gonna lie, definitely want to put that in a caption one time. I don't know. It's definitely gonna be in there one time. You know?
You take that one. You can take that one.
Thank you.
I'll give
It's
it to
mine.
you.
It's mine. Fuck you. You can have it though.
But yeah, I mean, it's cool to see now that there's actual things that artists can go to that can help get them to that next level. Because I feel like that's the biggest burden. Is like we're in a city that's filled with talent, but it's like getting to the next level isn't just about talent.
I liked what you said too. Like, you know, now you get to decide what you do on a Friday or Saturday night here. You know what I mean? Like, there isn't just one thing happening. And I think that in tandem with, you know, the sort of growing infrastructure to support artists, is giving us that sort of the boom and creativity that I think we're seeing in Ottawa. Do you think about that, like when you're creating? Like, do you think about being a part of that sort of movement? Is that something you're conscious about?
I actually don't, until I kind of get the aftermath of releasing stuff, and it's like, oh, you did something for the city. It just doesn't really, you know, register to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like Hardaway, for example, that's a good thing. It did way more than I would have ever thought that it would have done, you know, which is a blessing to me. And I'm not thinking people from Ottawa are actually listening to my music. I'm not thinking that. So when I'm hearing, oh, it's getting played in functions, what like it's just a song that I've released. I'm not really thinking it has any impact in any way. I don't know. I don't think that far. I guess that's pretty bad.
And like, but like, you must be pretty emotionally tied to your work, right? Like, are you just like super, like, not like selfish as in like, you know, the bad sort of term, like bad sort of connotation of the term, but like selfish as in that like you're so invested in your work that like, do you kind of forget to kind of recognize what it's doing outside of your head?
I think so. Especially I'm in my head a lot. Most of the time when I'm making music, it's like, okay, I have to make sure when I release, it's a progressive type of thing where they'll see, okay, he's getting better at his craft. That's mostly what I worry about. I don't worry about, I guess, views or anything like that. It's just, is he progressing? Is he really putting in the work type of thing? And I'm really trying to kind of step out of whatever I'm doing, listening. I listen to my music just on my, you know, Gmail or whatever, like hundreds of times. Sometimes some songs I wouldn't have dropped actually. Hardaway, I was not gonna drop it, at least the way it was. It's like, oh, this one little thing right here, I don't like it too much. That's why I like having my engineer Jake, because I'll always just ask, oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? And he'll be like, yeah, it's good, because it's someone that's not in my head.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm the biggest critic. I mean, everyone's their own biggest critic, right? So I'm just trying to get back to the question. Yeah, I don't really think about it until someone tells me, pretty much. I'm just trying to focus on progressing in my music. That's it.
I feel like that's the thing a lot of creatives just say though, is that they're all in their head. I feel like everyone's in their head.
Yeah,
I've never heard anyone say they're
every artist I've talked to is a perfectionist. I don't know if it's just, the way it goes, or like, I feel like once you just surround yourself with that much art and like something that you obviously care so much about, all you want to do is pick it apart, right? Like you said, like you're your biggest critic. Do you think that's for better or worse though?
I think it's for the worst, because I would have probably dropped more music. I guess I probably would have been more lenient with the type of stuff, maybe drop different types of things, I guess. Sooner, I should say, because now I always try to perfect it as much as I can for the skill level that I have, to release it. It's like, okay, I did the best I could do with where I am at right now. But it's kind of good to just drop stuff, just how you're feeling. And so I kind of been learning that throughout this. So it's kind of unraveling itself. It's not as good. It's not good to be a perfectionist or really picky with your work.
Yeah, because I think that'd be kind of cool is like if you just get a random drop from one of your favorite artists and it's just like, boom, that's how I'm feeling right now. Like this is what's going on in my head right now. Listen.
Vince Staples did that for a bit. I liked it.
Yeah, because that's dope. And yeah, like you say like you're in your head a lot. Like is it through your music where you're kind of releasing that?
I don't think so. Just because the way I release it, the stuff that I release is kind of more mainstream. I haven't really dropped a lot of stuff that's as introspective as it can be, but I will though. I will. So I don't think it's really shown much in my music, at least for right now. There might be some glimpses here and there, but it's more just the process of me getting it out for now.
I hear that. Well, I'm not an artist, so I don't really understand. but I know what you mean. Like, yeah, because I guess because even like in the first time John would have interviewed you at the Inspire the Next show, NLN was saying that he's more of like, I'm gonna drop something like a song a week, and then you were kind of more like, no, I'm a bit more like calculated with it. I'm gonna kind of like take my time with work, and I kind of like. It's finding like that balance of like, yes, taking your time so the quality of it is great, but also understanding that like, yo, I need to be putting shit out so that people don't forget. I'm always in people's heads. So it's just kind of like, what is your release schedule, I guess? Or not schedule, but strategy.
I think it's changing now. So I'll be more frequent. I think once every month at least. And then I want to have some surprise drops here and there. Just like how I'm feeling. Maybe a freestyle. Something. If I have like a extra song, it's like, I'm just gonna drop it. That's kind of what I'm thinking about now.
Yeah, you should, or at least just email them to us on the low.
I got a question for y'all though, because you said that. So what do you think about the EP then?
Dude, it's fucking fire. That's what I'm saying. Like earlier, I was like, people are gonna be in your inbox after this drops.
That's a fucking fire EP.
I think people in Ottawa are like, I think. People that are like tapped into the Ottawa music scene, they have like a top 5, and I feel like, or not even like a top 5. They just have like a list of names when they're like, "Yo, who's popping in Ottawa?" And you get like the same list of names over and over again. I feel like after people hear this, it's gonna be like, "Yeah, how about that TK guy?" And it's just like, "Yeah, he's up there, dude." And I feel like you're one of those guys, and people are gonna hear that through this.
That's mad low. But
keep your foot on the gas. Because like this, like it's a really great EP. It's only 5 tracks, and I'm gonna run through it so quickly, and then I'm gonna need fucking more.
But that's good when your music.
It's really good. It's really good, but don't let me forget. You know what I mean? Like, and I hate that. Like when like drops are just way too far apart. Like, give me some supplementary, or just email it to me. I could give up that bug, but I'll burn it onto my own.
Because like that's
download it
another
myself
thing too. Like not even in Ottawa. Like in most cities is like what like people get comfortable. So I feel like once you start getting your flowers, it's like, okay, let's keep going. Now.
And I think this city's like such an uncomfortable city to like be in as an artist. You know what I mean? Like it's just you're having to do. You're starting. I feel like a little bit further back than where some other artists. Like you have to. There's a lot more ground to cover as an artist coming up from Ottawa. But I think like I said, like I think you got the formula, the blueprint, the blueprint for it, you know.
How do you feel about it?
Yeah.
About my EP?
Yeah.
I feel good because I'd have something out there where, okay, let's say if you were going to recommend me to somebody,
Mm-hmm.
you can say, okay, this is TkMN. He has this project. Listen to it. If you like that project, you might like the stuff that he's going to release next. So that's just, it's really nice for me to just think that I have that and to put out more music, because that's, I think it's one of the biggest weaknesses I have right now as an artist. I don't have enough music out. And Bobby Regal, he's literally the opposite. He has so much music out and it's just very consistent. Shout out Bobby. Always support, like family basically. So he's been talking to me about that. I need to drop more, and I'm gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to as well. I want to keep creating and just do as much as I can.
It's kind of like, like you got to kind of shed your skin, and like, you know what I mean? Like every once in a while you're going to have to kind of grow out, but like I think you need to have like those projects out as benchmarks of your progression and your growth as an artist.
Yeah.
Not just you, but everyone.
But I feel like this will be a good, solid introduction to what TK is all about. So go pre-save that.
Yeah.
Or if you're listening to this past August 12th, go listen, go stream it. What's the name of the project?
Popstar TK.
Yeah, Popstar TK. Yes.
Yeah, go stream that. Give all your plugs now. Let's wrap it up with all your plugs.
I think we're at 8 plugs right now. So
Yeah,
we've hit the over.
Give
We
us
hit
all
the
your
over.
the album or the EP, who's helped you with it, where to find you, all of that.
Okay, so who helped
Home
me?
address, cell phone number.
SIN number,
Yeah.
credit card info,
Yeah.
all that.
First job, favorite teacher.
Mother's maiden name.
Yeah. Name of your first pet.
I'm gonna start with the names first, and then
Start with SIN number.
just start with the yeah, 100%. I don't even. Okay. Okay. So for the
That's
EP,
gonna be such a good clip, dude.
Oh, I forgot to even finish that question about like how it was made, because I went on like a tangent. and
Wasn't that the first question?
This
is an hour and 5-minute fucking tangent about how we just got off track about what the process was for making this thing. Dude.
You can wrap that up though, yeah.
That's a metaphor.
Yeah.
I'm just, I'm gonna act smarter than I actually am. It's a metaphor. But it started off as like ideas. Freestyle, like Hardaway was a freestyle. Eyes was actually a song that was supposed to be for somebody else.
Oh really?
That I sent to, yeah, and they didn't take it. They didn't really like the idea. I was gonna work with somebody. And Hardaway, they were actually supposed to be on that too. So it's kind of funny. It's like that created that. Show Me. So Hardaway, it was produced by Eam Triplin. He's a pretty big producer. You probably heard him. Like he's worked with Snot. I think I don't know if it's He Did Tell Him.
Okay.
That's a pretty big song, I would say, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
Tell Him. Yeah. And he also produced Eyes. I don't know him personally, but yeah, that was the production there. That was mixed by Jake. He mixed everything pretty much except for the second track, Show Me. And that was mixed and produced by Kamali Jordan. The first track, it's called Pop. It was produced by an producer, Northwave One. And he's Canadian as well. He just did me a solid pretty much and gave me the beat pretty much. And I did the best that I could.
Shout out Northwave One.
Yeah. Who else? Yes, the outro. It's called Thick Skin, and it's produced by AX Made It. And he's from the States too. He's like 16. He just had a crazy beat. We met through Instagram, and I like the way it turned out. I hope people like it too.
Thick Skin's dope. I like because like you hear your through music, like there is like pain in it, and you hear that like I feel like in Thick Skin as well. Like to me at least, like I hear it like the most like through that. So it's like just kind of we like to ask this question, but who hurt you, bro?
Ah,
This,
damn.
this will be part of the final shout out plugins.
I don't.
Shout out that.
I feel like that's getting so deep. I don't know.
Yeah, let's not go out like this.
But I'll say something happened, I guess. And then from there, I just been making a lot better music. I'll just say that. Yeah.
And that's how it
Pretty much.
works. That's just how it goes.
You can listen to what we're talking about though on the mixtape EP. What do you like? I never know what to call.
You got it.
Yeah. You can hear it Friday
On the project.
August 12th. Check that out. TK, thanks for coming on, man. Hope you had a good time. We had a good time.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. It was a really good experience.
Of course,
Yes,
man.
sir. Peace out, everyone.
Take it easy. Oh, follow
Follow, subscribe at TkMN.
At TK Shack.
TK
TK, it's TkMN if you search it, but yeah, TK Shack.
and then Spotify, Apple.
TKSHAQ. Yeah, Spotify, Apple, TkMN.
Boom. All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you guys next week. Peace.